Namaskar viewers, hello and welcome to this special broadcast on Sansad TV. I am Teena. Asia's biggest aerospace and defense exhibition, Aero India 2025, returns with its 15th edition from 10th February to the 14th of February in Bengaluru. Promising a spectacular showcase of aviation technology and thrilling aerial displays, the 5-day event will be held at the Air Force Station, Yelahanka in Bengaluru. In attendance will be defense officials, defense manufacturers, aviation enthusiasts and scores of other spectators. Along with aerial performances, Aero India 2025 is expected to feature over 800 exhibits from as many as 15 countries. And the theme of the biennial event is Runway to a Billion Opportunities. To understand about the opportunities that Aero India provides for showcasing the emerging trends in aviation, defense technology, as well as global security, I'm pleased to welcome on this telecast distinguished guests. I'm delighted to welcome in the studio Mr. Manoj Jain, Chairman and Managing Director, Bharat Electronics Limited. Thank you, sir, for your time. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Joining us virtually is Mr. Rajinder Singh Bhatia, President, Society of Indian Defence Manufacturers. Mr. Bhatia, glad to have you with us on this telecast as well. Before we begin talking about what to expect from Aero India 2025 and what its theme underlines, Mr. Bhatia, give us and our viewers a sense of how significant an event like this is, especially from the point of view of defence manufacturers.
Thank you so much for asking me to be. Pleasure to be on this show on Sansad TV. As any show of this nature, which is being conducted now and which is the 15th edition, is a reflection of the state of the industry in that country. The Aero Show is not only exhibiting the equipment and the foreign exhibitors and Indian companies, it also reflects the strength of the Indian defense industry and how far our Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, all these initiatives which have been taken, how far they have achieved the aim for which they have been set up. Any developed country, and most of the developed countries do go for showing this kind of their defense industrial complex. And India is right on the forefront. And the Indian Aero Show has always been looked up to by all the foreign and Indian companies. This year's show carries some more importance because last year, for certain reasons, Defense Expo was not held. So I think this show actually is going to be much bigger, much better than whatever has ever been seen before.
Okay, Mr. Jain, your thoughts on the significance and the growing popularity of Aero India. We are seeing that it has grown to be one of the most important events in the global aerospace and defense industry. So how do you look at the impact that this event, since 1996 to 2025, it has had on positioning India as a global aerospace and defense player?
So year by year, we have seen from 1996 till 2025 now, participation by Indian companies, participation by foreign countries, OEMs and others, and all the defense delegations which comes across the world to see and to have the business dealing. So it not only shows the technological power of India in aerospace and defense, but it shows the business opportunities other countries can have with Indian companies.
Right.
So it is for public sector, private sector or small players or startups. For each one, there is a role to play in this Aero India 2025.
So over the years, how would you see the evolution of India's technological capabilities and the thrust that we are now seeing on indigenization?
Now, indigenization and innovation, both are given the equal thrust. So, because indigenization is only possible when we do innovatively a solution. We have seen now in the last few years, the way our startups community has come up for giving defense-oriented solutions, that has increased a lot. And that you will see in this Aero India also again. There is a IDEX pavilion and overall a India pavilion, where we are showcasing so many different type of technologies developed by the startup community, along with definitely with the support of MSME and big players like Bell or HAL. We have to give that type of a support to them, but lot of new ideas and new technological solutions related to aerospace and defense, That will be seen in this Aero India 2025.
In that context, Mr. Bhatia, if I may ask you, how do you believe Aero India, and since 1996 to 2025 we are tracing the journey, how do you believe that this event has helped the defense manufacturers, particularly the small and medium-sized enterprises, connect with the global players?
Okay, so just to give you a little idea, I may be off by a few numbers, but I am told there are 70 government delegations, which means 70 countries are sending their official delegations to Aero India 2025. Now, when Indian exhibitors, small, medium, startups display in events like this, they are actually getting a chance to expose their technological capabilities to the whole world. Now, this would be the way it would happen in any country which is aspiring to become self-reliant. You know, you will have nearly, I'm told there are about 400 small companies participating. Now, these companies would be actually showcasing their technological developments which have been undertaken. So all these 70 delegations from different countries, plus many, many more foreign OEMs, Indian OEMs, will be able to get to these displays and understand the technological progress which India is making. So to that end, this becomes an extremely important showpiece event.
Okay, that was about the small and medium-sized enterprises, Mr. Jain. But if you could share about any of the noble partnerships or big deals that BEL has been able to secure as a result of the Aero India show?
Definitely. I think in last Aero India, we had signed something like 30 MOUs. And a lot of business opportunities and contracts were signed during Aero India. So this time also we have many announcements to make with the big OEMs as well as Indian partners and some contracts with our defense users. So all are lined up in Aero India 2025 also. It is too early to tell that because that will be announced on 9th or 10th or 11th as the day comes. But there are a lot more announcements from big companies like BEL and HAL, of course.
Sure, we'll catch you after the event is over, after the 14th of February. But also tell us about some of the steps, and because we're talking about indigenization and technological innovation, some of the steps that BEL has taken over the years to contribute to the indigenization push that we are seeing in the areas of defense, in the areas of aerospace in recent years?
Okay. Actually, BEL was established itself for self-reliance or indigenization because a core defense electronics technology, until we take control of that, we can't integrate various large systems, etc., and we can't man it. Right. So BEL, since inception itself, was focusing on so-called indigenization, but definitely a lot of thrust has come in recent years after this positive indigenization list or Make in India drive or the Srajan portal, which we have created for all our defense manufacturers. What type of technologies, products, components, problems which we are looking at. So there is a platform now. We are using a technology to tell where we are and what we are lacking and how the total ecosystem around us can help us in providing those solutions. IDEX is a classic example where we are throwing up problem statements to Indian startups and then how they solve this, how we evaluate this, how we handle them. So this all is done, and you know IDEX is a initial funding was done from HAL and BEL only. Now, of course, all other DPSU and Ministry of Defense all are putting together money, and we are definitely going in right direction for IDEX. So IDEX challenges also has converted into a business reality now. Okay. So that type of a progress we are seeing in last 5 years. So many things you yourself will see during Aero India there. A lot of IDEX challenges coming into reality also will be part of the show this time.
Okay, talking about progress, let me also get in Mr. Bhatia's views. Sir, as President of SIDM, how do you look at the current state of indigenization in Indian space, aerospace and defense sectors? Particularly also, are there areas of concern wherein we need to pay specific attention?
So firstly, let me tell you that the defense production in the country has been growing at about 17 to 18% year on year. This is a remarkable growth. If you see last year, our total production in the country was 1,08,000 crores. This year, we are 1,28,000 crores. And our targets laid down by Honorable Raksha Mantri are 3 lakh crores to be done in the next 4 to 5 years. So we are quite hopeful that we'll be able to achieve these targets because the industry is going at almost about 16 to 18%. But the most heartening part in this whole game is the export story. Just about few years ago, and Mr. Jain will also collaborate the data I am giving, we were just doing about 700 crores of exports. And we did have the not too good distinction of being the largest importer. So today we stand with 21,000 crores of exports. And the most heartening part is that 65% of those exports are actually being done by the private industry. I take a lot of pride in the fact that a company like mine, I am president SIDM also, and I am chairman of my defense companies in Kalyani Group, is the largest exporter from India for last year. So we are able to now not only sell components and small items, we are able to sell systems and guns. And in terms of, visible progress, today we are the largest producer of artillery guns in the world. So all this show that we are going ahead on a pace which is, I would say, significant. If we were to talk about issues where concerns would be there, obviously we would like that India attains what we call Atmanirbharta, which means not only self-sufficiency, but self-sufficiency in all the technological parts.
Right.
One of the areas where we really need focus is in development of a indigenous, I would say, gas turbine engine for our aircrafts. Today we are dependent upon aircraft engines coming from foreign countries. I think we need to have a national focus and ensure that we are able to develop an engine so that we can get self-reliance in a very important part of making fighter aircrafts in this country.
Certainly,
I'm sure
that will require a lot of technological innovation, Mr. Jain. BEL has been instrumental in providing cutting-edge solutions in both defense and aerospace sectors. Talk to us about some of the most significant technological innovations that BEL has brought to the table. Also, because there's a lot of global competition, how would you ensure that BEL stays ahead in providing these solutions, technological solutions, which are needed for a self-reliant Indian defense?
Okay. Technology is one part, like AI as a technology. Now, AI as a technology, how to use it for my existing products is innovation.
Yes.
So that there only we are putting an edge. So we are developing focused attempts on developing AI and cyber security framework for our existing products or improvisation of the products. That itself is a very, very good innovation and very good business opportunity. But in addition, some new usage of these technologies for a new emerging markets. So we are working on both type of things, using that new technology for improvising our existing products, doing in an innovative way, and developing a totally brand new innovative products. And some of them again we are showcasing as part of Aero India 2025 as a cutting edge technological breakthroughs which we have achieved in recent past. So those type of things we are going to showcase there, whether it is AI related, cyber related, quantum related. So these are the new technology buzzwords, how we are adapting them or how we are innovatively involving them in giving a products and solutions. So that all definitely we are working. We have around 1,000 plus scientists and engineers only focusing on this cutting edge technology. And anyway, of course, remaining 1,600 R&D engineers are for product improvement and others. But overall, as a sizable R&D teams are working in BEL also to showcase these type of things, so that we want to be ahead of curve now with respect to this new technological advancements for our defense forces. But since you are a PSU
and you also have to work within a limited budget, how do you balance technological innovation and cost effectiveness?
Firstly, although we are under the overall government framework, but we are given full autonomy for our investments.
Right.
So our investments are controlled by our board only. So based on the viability of the technology or based on the future readiness of this or how much it will generate business for us. So that type of proactive investments are allowed to be done by us based on our internal CMD or board level powers. So we are investing of our total around, let us say last year we had invested around 1,300 crore rupee on R&D. Around 50% was on this type of a cutting edge and futuristic research related development, and remaining 50% was for our product improvements, obsolescence management, etc., which we have to further increase only, because lot of these new technologies, although we are putting innovation, but they require more investments. So we are on the path of increasing our R&D investments from like 1300 crore last year to this year 1600 plus crore. And actually our plans is why not touch 2000 crore this year itself.
Okay.
And that all are by self-sufficient fundings, because if you invest in R&D, my own products will be more cost effective and ahead of others, so that I will get more and more business opportunities. So as Bell or HAL or all these big companies, we have realized this R&D investment is nothing but ROI will ensured. So we are doing that investment and the results we are getting.
A related question, Mr. Bhatia, on accelerating innovation, on developing a culture which is very conducive to research and development, especially pertaining to defense and aerospace. What are the strategies that SIDM particularly is undertaking to ensure greater collaboration between the industry and the academic institutions?
Yeah, SIDM has taken a number of initiatives on this path. Not only we are collaborating with various institutes and academic institutions, we are also taking a look, and we recently signed up a memorandum of understanding with AICT, which was a path-breaking MOU, which will introduce defense technologies as a subject in all the technical colleges or engineering colleges in the country. The thing is that this whole thing has to be done at various levels. Firstly, we need to bring defense technologies to the forefront. We also need to ensure that these defense technologies get addressed at all levels, right from college to academic institutions to the private industries, and of course, Mr. Jain was mentioning about public sector undertakings. This has to be a collaborative effort. If you see a technology development matrix, there is a research and development which will be fundamental in nature, which will mostly be government funded, and maybe the institutions like DRDO and all will take care of that. Right. But breakthrough technologies and the technologies which are emerging are often developed by startups. And this is where the focus of SIDM is. We are providing support. We are also working with all the financial institutions to ensure that we can get them credit at a very suitable terms. What we are looking at is that there should be very large number of startups in the defense space in India, which can actually come out with what we call disruptive or breakthrough technology. That is one way which we will be able to go and jump the queue. You have seen what is happening on AI domain. We want similar kind of things to happen in our country, and which should benefit our armed forces to lead the charge as far as technology development is concerned in this millennium.
Right. Mr. Jain, coming to the other aspect, and which is central to the Aero India, particularly 2025 as well, opportunities for international collaborations, and these include technological transfers, agreements, partnerships. How do you see these international collaborations impacting India's defense sector, especially if we talk in terms of technology transfer, joint ventures?
Technology transfer, earlier it was only like a manufacturing technology transfer. But now it has gone to next level, where we are doing joint IPs development by the teams, two teams together. So it is whether an existing product is there, improvisation of that product for Indian needs, etc. So now OEMs are coming, foreign OEMs are coming, collaborators are coming to us for this type of developments. That let us do India specific additional requirements and how do it jointly with the joint IPR. And for joint IPR, the best way of doing is some JVs, because that will protect the business interest of both the organizations. We are also having very close interactions with many foreign OEMs, and maybe one or two JV we may announce soon.
Is there any example that you would like to share with us and our viewers about how some of these collaborations have helped or impacted India's technological capabilities?
Whenever any interactions are there like this, foreign sources, foreign OEMs had made it for, let us say, for US or for Europe, a matured product. But that was for their needs. Coming to India, if that directly a manufacturing TOT is there, it may meet my requirement for next 1 year, 2 year down the line. But if we have to see for next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, exact requirement, my customized requirement of India has to be understood by them. Lot many activities have happened in last few years. When they came to know that they have to work with us now, So that Make in India real spirit has come now, and where we are jointly sitting together discussing how to make a improvised product based on Indian needs. 2-3 such activities or such programs recently we have concluded the paperwork of that. Only announcement is about to happen. That will happen during Aero India.
Okay.
I only want to tell today that much.
We'll keep a keen eye on these announcements. But Mr. Bhatia, what are some of the factors which make India or put India in a position of advantage as far as these collaborations are concerned? Because of late we are seeing in recent years particularly a lot of the developed countries want to have defense and aerospace collaboration with India.
Thank you, Teena. Actually, it's a very important observation you have made. Just to give you firstly an idea that at Aero Show, we are going to have 5 agreements being signed between various Indian industry associations and foreign ones. So we have Indo-US, we have Indo-UK, Indo-France, Indo-Israel, and maybe one more. Now, all these collaborations are basically bringing together startups, MSMEs, and large OEMs together onto the same, I would say, platform where they can interact and jointly develop IP. The times of TOT have gone, and Mr. Jain rightly said that. Now, you see there are 2 forums which are already available in India, which is called the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technologies, ICET, between India and US. A similar agreement is being signed between India and France and India and UK. So here is an opportunity for collectively going together and developing technology which can be done. So we are able to facilitate that at all levels and bringing together, I would say, startup and all the other ecosystem together to meet up with their counterparts from other countries. So you will have a collaborative effort coming between foreign OEM and Indian startup and a foreign startup, or for that matter, an Indian OEM with a foreign startup. So all this is actually the way forward for technology development in the country.
Mr. Jain, I'm keen to know, are there any challenges that you face when dealing with these international partnerships and collaborations, especially pertaining to technology transfer?
No, not now. It used to be when we were telling we want some technology. They were telling, no, let us do only manufacturing. But now this Make in India and Buy IDDM, especially that Buy IDDM category is indigenously designed, developed, manufactured. So once that philosophy has been understood by these foreign OEMs, the way we are talking to them now, like 2 brothers talking and discussing and then coming out with a solution. So I don't see any challenges now with all these foreign OEMs, and we are having very, very good, fruitful interactions till now, and hopefully few will converge during Aero India.
Okay, that's a very...
Teena,
yes.
Can I just add something here?
Sure, Mr. Bhatia.
It's actually a win-win situation for both parties. What India brings to the table is frugal engineering. Today, India can actually do research and development at $40 an hour. This is exactly 1/5 of the cost which they will incur in US or in Europe. So it is in their interest to come and do technology jointly development with us, because we can bring that frugal engineering to the forefront. And India does have the best engineers. There's no doubt.
So Mr. Bhatia, with the global defense and strategic markets evolving rapidly because of the geopolitical changes that we are seeing, what are the opportunities that you see for the Indian defense manufacturers particularly?
So I would say there is plenty of opportunities which will come up. 1 or 2 things which geostrategic situations have brought, that everybody has realized that in time of crisis you have to depend upon your own industries and nobody is going to be watching your back. So you have to be Atmanirbhar, and I would go a step forward. You need to have Swavalamban, which means you not only need to be self-reliant, but you also need to have the independence to take that act, which means that the technology development has been done within the country. And today, like Mr. Jain said, we are getting offers for actually joint development, which is real, genuine joint development with each other. A technology which can be developed between 2 countries and then can be used by both countries without any hindrance. And those are the kind of developments, and the domains are unlimited. It can be laser technologies, it can be stealth, it can be precision guidance, it can be, command and control communication, it can be quantum computing, it can be artificial intelligence. So I think sky's the limit, and opportunity ocean is very vast.
That's right. But when we talk about development and growth, Mr. Jain, sustainability today has become a focal point, and especially for industries. What are some of the specific green technologies that BEL is focusing on, which can drive sustainability at the same time maintain high performance?
Fuel cell is one such green technology, and fuel cells combined with, or hydrogen cell combined with these data centers. So those type of things we have to do a lot now. We have used the basic solar energy and used it for various type of applications for computing, etc., backup at far-flung areas, etc. Those type of green initiatives were there for technology, for using for the end users. But now, can we have our own data centers running on fuel cell? So those type of things we are now working on solutions for that, because that is a quite different challenge of running a data center from this type of a green energy. It's too tough to run that, especially when you have to run AI based GPU, which is really power hungry, and that type of solution running on green energy. So various green initiatives are there, and we are now working on this type of a segment where really high energy things can be converted into green energy initiatives.
Certainly. Mr. Bhatia, one last question from you on the sustainability aspect. How is the SIDM helping its members incorporate some of these green technologies which has to go alongside development?
This is one thing which every member of SIDM today is very much aware about and very conscious about it. Because every large company, medium or small, are now being guided by ESG guidelines, which are mandatory and which do help a lot when you are doing business across the borders. So environmental and safety guidelines do ensure that all of us are conscious about the green, so-called conservative practices, which would help the planet to remain as healthy as it was many years ago, rather than deteriorate the situation which is prevailing today.
Right. So that having been said, we'll have to wind up the program. Time allows me to take up only that much on this edition of the broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Bhatia, Mr. Jain, for joining us on Sansad TV, sharing your thoughts about the significance of the Aero India, which has been underway since 1996. It's going to be its 15th edition. What it brings to the table for Indian defense manufacturers, the indigenization push, at the same time, some of the global aviation trends that one can witness at the event. So once again, thank you very much for joining us on the program, and to you viewers, thank you very much for your time as well.
Thank you.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.